Aloha, all Paper Mario Guy here, and welcome back to Let's Play Paper Mario for the N64. In the last episode, we went through yet another Peach segment, and we got our first Ultra Shroom of the game, which is pretty cool. And I talked about Death Note, and I gave a shout-out, and there was a bunch of stuff that was going on. And, you know, hopefully you enjoyed that. And in this episode, it's going to be much of the same, you know, because now we're kind of just backtracking through, this wonderful Mount Rugged area, so that we could get, some upgrades and stuff like that. And then we'll probably head to Toad Town Tunnels and, you know, get some other things that will be useful, later. So, that's the plan for this episode, and, because it's gonna be a lot of what you've already seen and, you know, stuff, I figure I will continue, you know, with my vlog-type commentary these last two episodes, and tell you more of what I've done, in the last few days, or actually weeks, because it's been a while. But first, let me smash this stone block, and over here is a super block. So, if you were wondering why I didn't upgrade Bombette, it's because we were going to get an upgrade for Bombette anyway right here, so let's upgrade Bombette right now to super rank and get her some extra power, because she is the powerhouse of our group, and more power can only help. And she also learned a new attack, which gives me a reason to show off this little party screen, called Power Bomb, and it explode and destroy all enemies on the ground, which is pretty cool. So now it's a multi-targeting attack, but only for enemies on the ground, and even with that in mind, it's still incredibly useful and does quite a lot of damage. So I definitely recommend using it, although it is a pretty costly FP move, so I probably won't be taking advantage of it until later on in the game, but honestly, it's such a powerful and useful move that, like, it really is kind of overpowered and broken at this part of the game if you were to use it. And again, I don't really have all that much FP, so I don't want to constantly be, you know, at 0 FP. So, you know, I'm not going to use it that much, but I will eventually show it off. So now we're back in Toad Town, a familiar place, and, some of the stuff that I didn't show off in the, last episode in the last interlude, can now be showed off in this part. So, of the things that I kind of want to show off is that if you were to talk to this guy, apparently he's just a badass and isn't frightened at all by those punk-ass boos, and just is, you know, comfortable enough to tell us that he saw one, which is useful for later. But that's not exactly what I want to show you. One of the things that is pretty nice is if you come in here, there's actually this badge right here called the First Attack Badge. And this is a good badge to get, you know, now, because, later on, you get to a certain point where you're just, you know, so much stronger than most of your enemies that it kind of gets annoying to go into those little battles, so as long as you can get a first attack, you're pretty much good. I also want to go into the post office, because one of the cool things, one of the little charming things that make this game so awesome, the little touches, is in, you know, the post office and the little, you know, characterization that you get from the world. And, basically, if you come to the post office, certain party members can actually get mail, and I figured I'd read off, you know, the ones that I have now. So Red and Blue Goomba, remember them from the prologue, they sent a letter to Goombario. And, Goombario, you were a lot stronger than you looked. We figured you were just some punk Goomba hanging out with Mario. Anyway, you proved yourself to us, and you showed us that being good is as important as being strong. So, when you come back, do you think maybe we could be friends? Please say yes. We'll be waiting, Red and Blue Goomba Bros. And, yeah, sure, I'll read a few more letters. We have time. So Colorado's wife actually has a message for Cooper, her, neighbor. So here you go. Cooper, how are you doing? Your mother dropped by for a visit the other day. We had a really nice talk over some Koopa tea. She did seem a touch disappointed that you were still on the road. She said that she's going to cook a delicious dinner when you come back, so you have something to look forward to. Oh yes, if you happen to see my wayward husband, please tell him to come home more often. Take care, Colorado's wife. And one last letter from to Bombette from the Dry Railroad Company. And what do they have to say? Dear Miss Bombette, we write this letter as a humble request to you, the most worthy and explosive of all bombs. It's still a long time off, but later this year we will be staging an opening event for a new Dry Railroad route. We feel the event would be a gala bash if we would enlist your bomb-bursting help. Crowds love fireworks. Anyway, we'll get in touch with you after your adventure ends to confirm the dates. Sincerely, Dry Railroad Transportation Department. And no, there's no more letters to read, so I'm not actually going to read anymore. But, there will be more, and I'll probably read them off at some time, because I think they're cool, and I think they're, pretty awesome. And, something that, people should check out. So if you click on here, I'm gonna skip through it, but basically, it lets you know that there is a little, giveaway contest, and I'm going to see how quick I can show that off in this particular episode. Because, we do have quite a bit of time, and I know there's a battle that I plan to do in this episode, but it's really not that, big of a battle, so I think we'll have time. As far as other things that I could show off, I could show off this building, which is home to Tice Tea, or Taste Tea, because it's a pun, but I'm actually not going to go over there because I know what it is, and I'm pretty sure everybody else does. She cooks food, she can combine things, it's just not right now, and you're gonna have to be forced to go to her anyway, so might as well. But, for now, we have a battle, so I'm going to equip, Goombario, and are there any badges that I would rather have instead? Because I have extra VP, first of all. I need to pick up those badges, too. Alright, so I'm going to put on the, I'm gonna put on Power Jump, okay? That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna put on Power Jump, and that sounds good to me. So let's go. Blooper! So yes, we have another Blooper fight, but last time it was just Blooper. This time, this is the Electro Blooper, and he can be a pretty formidable opponent, especially if you do not have, what is it? If you don't have, Zap Tap on, he can actually be kind of annoying, and you won't really be able to really beat him too quickly, but considering we do, it shouldn't be that big of a deal, and, we're already, dealing out some pretty hefty damage, so we're gonna keep on charging Goombario, and, the thing about, Electro Blooper, Blooper, is that, when he's electrified, obviously you would normally get hurt, and you wouldn't be able to combo, attack, or anything like that, but once you attack him with Mario, not only do you not take any damage now, but you actually get rid of his, electricity, so that way you can, possibly attack with, say, Goombario, or, another member of your party that directs, or attacks physically. So, keep that in mind, because it's pretty useful. And Goombario is going to unleash more hell and brimstone on the Electro Blooper, not Gooper. What am I saying Gooper for? Than he did to Tan Koopa, so this is going to be some pretty hefty damage. On top of the damage that we've already done with Mario, so I'm excited. I just can't screw it up because that would be a waste of time. And a waste of FP, really. So let's do it. Oh my god, 24 damage to the Gooper Blooper. Oh my god, Electro Blooper. I cannot get his name right. There's just too many bloopers, that's it. That's my excuse. There's just too many goddamn bloopers. And he should be down somewhat soon. We're doing a lot of damage to him. Ugh. But he got us in danger. I wish I would have went and grabbed Power Rush first, but it's no big deal. As long as we don't screw up our action command. Oh, it doesn't even matter. We don't even have to worry about action commands, because we took that dumbass Blooper down, put him into the his sewery grave and got this switch. And this switch is amazingly useful. And basically what it is it's a teleportation system. It's kind of like a shortcut. And the first one will take you to Goomba Village, which is not really that useful, because there's not much to do in Goomba Village, but it will be useful later for a side quest, so it's convenient to get it now, and just in case we have to get anything in here. Then there's this thing over here, which is Koopa Village, and then the third one, and the most useful, in my opinion, is the Dry Desert, or Dry Outpost warp pipe. So now we can freely go back and forth between Dry Outpost and Toad Town, or really, Dry Outpost and the Goomba Village, or the Koopa Village, you know, either. I didn't want to go down here. Well, actually, it's actually good that I went down here. But, like, you know, now we have this little portal of such, and that will be useful. So there's plenty of Koopa leaves in these bushes that I recommend grabbing one, because what we're gonna do next after Chuck Quizmo is we are going to actually get a little item via this little side quest. It's kind of a waste of time, but I wanted to show it off because I don't remember watching any LP where they watched it, or if Mega Freak 400 did show it off, I don't quite remember it. But anyway, come in here, and there will be this little, you know, this relaxing Koopa. Go over to his radio, and you can actually, change the station to the Golden Oldies, which is pretty cool because you get a little remix of the Super Mario World end theme, which is cool. But click it one more time and you get the information station, and oh, this is your big chance to win. Anyone who takes a Koopa Leaf to the front of the main gate in the Toad Town will receive a surprise gift. And there's going to be an eccentric toad that's going to be there. You have 5 minutes, and as long as you get there in time, you get a little prize. And the prize isn't spectacular, and it's not really, you know, necessary, but I just figured I'd show it off because it's a cool little event, and it's, again, one of those little touches that the game has given us. So I'm gonna go do that, even though there is a badge I could get. But while we are going to this toad, I know I was gonna say something about, you know, like vloggy type things of what I did. 2 Sundays ago, as of this video, I actually went to see a bunch of metal bands in concert, and one of the guest bands on the tour was actually the band Power Glove, which does video game music, and it was awesome. It was absolutely amazing. And this is the eccentric toad that you need to give it to, so give him the Koopa Leaf, and he will give you a maple syrup. So, like I said, really not useful or that necessary, but you get to see a disappearing toad, which is pretty cool. I could go to Mario's house, but I don't feel like going to Mario's house. I'll save that for another interlude, because I want to go get these badges. But yeah, Power Glove was awesome. It was like, I don't know, it was just, like, it really brought out the nerd in me, and, like, the, you know, just like, I was just, you know, elated. It was so much fun, and, they actually threw out these, like, little pink inflatable swords called Power Swords, and I got one of them, which I thought was pretty cool. They played the Mario Minor song, they played Storm Eagle's theme, they played, what other themes did they play? Oh, Final Fantasy, they played some Final Fantasy themes, and, I know they played, some, Zelda as well, and, of course, Tetris was in there, and they also did, the Pokemon theme song, which was cool. So, Power Glove was awesome, and then the rest of the bands, you know, because I'm a big metal fan, that was awesome for me, too. And then the following week on that Saturday, so 6 days later, I actually went to another concert from another metal band called Amon Amarth. If anybody knows Amon Amarth out there, you know, that's watching, you're awesome, just saying, and they were amazing in concert. And that's basically, like, one of the big things that I've done recently, as well as watched all of Full Metal Alchemist and the Full Metal Alchemist movie. It's mainly because Shadowy Productions and Caboose are both on vacation as of this recording, and like I have been doing other things. I've hung out with other friends. I've gone to the movies and shit like that, but those are the two people that I really talk to the most, and they're both gone, so I've had nothing to do. So I've just watched a ton of anime and a ton of just like YouTube videos and stuff like that. That's awesome. I just like tossed it up there. But anyway, we can't really do anything if we go right, so we're not even going to bother. But keep on heading left. These are spiked Gloombas. They're annoying. Don't bother fighting them. Use this spring, and we can get up here, and we can get a Power Smash badge, which is actually pretty damn awesome. And I plan on using it, as well as putting on Power Rush. So, yeah, very useful badge, Power Rush is, because I like to hang around, actually, believe it or not, in the danger zone, a lot, because of the amount of damage that you can actually do, and you coop that with, a Last Stand badge, and, a Close Call badge, and you're pretty much set. Like, you're really not going to have too much difficulty or worries about dying. So, something to keep in mind. It's one of my many strategies. And it's actually a way that you can, kind of break the game and do things before you're really supposed to. Like, certain optional boss fights in this game. The Pit of 100 Trials in Paper Mario is a great example of just, if you collect a lot of, power badge, or, close call badges and stuff like that. But, enough vlogging and mixed stuff. There are other things we can do, and other things we could show off, but what else am I going to do in the other interludes, then? If, I do them all now. So, for now, I'm going to end it off here. I hope, if you enjoyed this episode, be sure to give it a thumbs up, and in the next episode, we will be progressing, to Forever Forest for Chapter 3. So, I will see you guys all then.